this world burns. The one world government funded the creation of zombies in an attempt to control the population. We are the resistance. We fight as one until there are none. This is a live broadcast of Zombie Life Radio with Dirty Pete. If you receive this transmission, you are the resistance. You can find more survivors at eddierotten.com. ZMBL. Zombie Life Radio.
Yes, the military has merged with the government scientists to try to contain the vicious outbreak of zombies across the globe, calling themselves the ASMZ, or the American Science Military for Zombies. And despite all this mayhem around us, the conspiracy theorists are pouring in, blaming the ASMZ for creating zombies for population control, accusing the government of killing off 80% of our population in order to form a peaceful one-world government. All that is certain is that most conspiracy theorists are getting their information from a podcast called Jig and Eddie Rotten. Here's some of Eddie Rotten's rant before the ASMZ moved in.
That's what we have to do as a team. That's what we have to do together. We can defeat the zombies. We can defeat the ASMZ. All the ZFC across the world. Come together. Get your food. Get your water. Get your guns. Get your ammo. It's the Jig and Eddie Rotten Zombie Life Podcast.
Hello everybody, how are you today? This is Jake from the Zombie Life Podcast, and I have with me Ed.
Hi.
A wonderful, wonderful Ed. And I have Luke with me.
Howdy.
Luke
Howdy.
is new to the show.
That's like a Texas way to say hi.
Howdy.
I should definitely be Texan then. I should come to Texas. I should definitely live there.
So
That's awesome.
Who is Luke, and how do we know Luke? And
well, Luke, why don't you explain yourself?
Not much really. Met you from work.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, I know Luke from work, and he listens to the show
all the time.
And,
It's amazing.
Yeah, and he likes it. So, and he was talking about podcasts. So I said, why don't you jump on ours? So he has.
And the day's here.
Yeah.
And not even that. You've met your first ever Luke, or you've spoken to your first ever Luke.
Ever.
Yes.
Yeah, my first ever Luke I've spoken to. And it is kind of weird, man, because I do like the name. The name I heard kind of bumped around here in America. But I don't really know any Lukes that I can think of. But now I do. Woo!
Dude, get out of Texas more.
Yeah, come here.
That's the problem.
Dude, I tried to come there. My wife wanted to move there, and we looked up the economy and what the possibilities were of us moving there, and there's too many hoops to jump through to even make it happen. So
really,
and it's a lot more expensive too.
Yeah, it's not cheap nowadays, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely.
No,
that's the problem. But anyway, how have you been other than that, Ed?
I've been pretty good, man. You know, we just finished the elections last night, and so it's been like a really weird kind of thing in the air here in America, especially in Texas, because as much as I knew, all of Texas was voting for Romney.
Really?
Of course, I didn't, because I think he's a little snake in the grass.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, and I didn't vote for Obama either. What happened to me, you're not going to believe this, I finally had an opportunity to go vote, and I put my little wrap around my ankle because I got in a motorcycle accident. Luke, I don't know if you know about this.
But yeah, I heard on the other show. That sucks.
It does suck. Thank you for that. But my motorcycle accident has prevented me from doing a whole lot of stuff. And so I wrapped my ankle, and I went to the polling place, and they said, oh, no. It's at this other building. It's at the Civic Center around the corner. So I hobble back into my car with my cane, and I pimp myself over to the Civic Center. I get out, walk inside. I give them my ID, and they said, oh, no. You're supposed to be at the firehouse over on Saturn. And so I have to get back in the car, and I get halfway there and realize that I just ran out of time, and so I just drove home. So I didn't get to vote.
Oh, that's a shame. How's it going? Who do you reckon's going to win?
Yeah, who?
Well, I had a deep feeling in my heart for the longest time that no matter who ran against Obama, Obama was going to win.
Yeah.
Because I listened to Alex Jones and coast to coast, and I think the whole thing is set up from the beginning to the very end, and that we're just like in phase 2 of 3 or 4 phases to get rid of America's freedom, and that had to happen. I mean, Obama's agenda wasn't even halfway finished, and they're going to try to kick him out? I don't think so, man. I think that he's in for the long haul, and so
I don't see what the problem is with him, mate. Everyone seems to hate him over there.
Well, he's got some socialistic things going on, but again, dude, everybody's got a boss, and he's doing what his boss is telling him to do, or else he'll get fired. And Romney comes in, and he's Mr. Squeaky Clean, and he doesn't want to do a lot of the things that Obama wants to do. And I mean, they even televised. Did you know about this, Luke? They televised here on TV a couple weeks ago, People's Court.
Right.
And on People's Court, there's a little ticker across the bottom that talks about your, stocks and bonds and weather and all that stuff, traffic. It said Obama wins over Romney 43% to 40%. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, yeah. So people DVR'd it and they sent it into the station. They're like, "What's going on here?" And they tried to backpedal, and couldn't really explain what was going on. And it turns out Obama wins at just about the same exact percentage rate as what was predicted and printed on TV. I think it was on CBS several weeks ago. So
all right.
I'm baptized in conspiracy, man. If you know anything about me, there's no way anybody could have beat Obama in my eyes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just because I don't watch much news or whether it's because they don't. But I don't really seem to hear much about it over here. You hear about it every now and again, but
it's not really shown much over here. In all honesty, it's not
right.
Like there are stuff about it, but not a great
it
deal.
seems to be like Obama and Romney going head to head.
Yeah.
Obama's nearly in for the win. But in better news, cat gets stuck up a tree.
Yeah, this is exactly what
Yeah.
That's what it's like. So I don't know whether it's just because we're wankers when it comes to stuff like that, but I don't know.
I think it's all set up, dude. Overnight, exactly the same time whenever Obama won, I think it was 3 or 4 different states in America legalized marijuana.
Okay.
And it had to be some kind of, part of the agenda to, either to make people feel more free or, just to keep the population down in the prisons or whatever. But 3 or 4 different states decided to legalize marijuana at the same night of the election, and I don't know, it just seems a little fishy to me.
Is that they're trying to get Obama so stoned that he won't turn up for his next speech?
Yeah.
So it is. Getting fucked out of his face so he just passes out. And then Mitt Romney can walk in and go, well, Obama hasn't turned up. Quick. Announce me the winner.
Right.
No, I don't think that's the reason, but
it all leads up to a zombie apocalypse, and mark my words, man, it's going to be done through frequency. So that's how it's going to be. Have you guys seen the news of the zombie news this week? I don't know how into zombie news you are, Luke, but there's a lot going on, man.
I love zombies, dude. It's just they're awesome.
Ed is like the king of the zombie news.
There's a lot of zombie news, man, and it seems to all be happening in America. I don't know if it's happening all over the world, but people are getting
that ate that bloke's face off
in Florida.
Yeah, it's just like suddenly ate like half of his dude's face off. It's like, really?
Yeah,
and there was more cases about that as well.
Yeah, that was my next point. It would have been really cool if that was the only instance like that, but there were several instances like that. And just recently, there's another one. It says, now I'm getting this from the Undead Report.com. It says there's something going on in the hot and muggy climates of the southern states of the United States. Another person has had his face gnawed upon by a drugged up attacker. Someone he knew, and a suspect threatened to eat the police officers as well. These are ballsy zombies, man.
That just explains. That shouts out mind control to me.
Yeah, see? We're on the same page here.
I've heard about all the mind control stuff. It's pretty freaky.
Yeah, and after Jig introduced me to Darren Brown.
Yes.
Who is amazing.
There's no... Oh, man. Dude, if he can do that, I know for a fact the government can harness that kind of power and amplify that for thousands of people at the drop of a hat. Whenever they're ready to do it, we're all screwed.
Yeah, definitely. I think time is going to happen. I think it's going to happen before the end of this year.
It will happen. It's like there's...
Yeah.
People say that the end of the world is this year, don't they? Because of the 2012 and the Mayan calendar and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure it might have been you who said this last episode about the, like, is it the three nights or like 3 dark nights or something?
Yeah, 3 days and three nights.
Yeah,
and you can find that. You can find that on YouTube. The person that said that was a princess of Japan, and she's like 50-something years old. You can type it in. Japanese princess predicts 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. But you know what? I've done a lot more research on that, and that's not the only person that has said that, and it's not the only time that that's happened, because that's happened before in our history on this planet.
Oh, really?
And it's not 3 days and 3 nights of darkness to where you can strike a match and see what's in front of you. It's complete and utter void of light. I don't know how into the Bible you are, but biblically, whenever Jesus hung on the cross, there were 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. And as the story goes, it was complete darkness. There was no light whatsoever, because it was not only the change of the king of the world, but it was the change of the planet moving into a different phase. Scientifically, different planets line up, and it produces a different frequency and blasts a different kind of honing sound through the universe, and Earth just happens to line up with that. And one of the results of that happening is 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. And so, who knows? We'll see.
That's sick.
Only times will tell.
Yeah. It's kind of spooky, man. If you think about it. And here's the other thing. I think the only people, let's just say that the Jews are right, and they say, only 10,000 people will survive, or was it 10 million, or I don't know, 10,000 people will survive the rapture. What if all 10,000 people are blind, and they haven't been able to see in the first place? And so it's no big deal for them. We all go crazy and pull our heads off. And only the blind people are going to survive, because they're used to it. They're like, you're all pusses.
Seriously? Yeah. All the people are blind. 10 million people, and every single one of them are blind.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool to watch, though. To actually see.
But what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah. What's his name? What's the guy's name that plays the piano with the sunglasses and sings? Black dude. Black dude
with the blind one.
He'll just
yeah.
He'll just be laughing at all of us. Like,
Stevie Wonder.
You guys are Stevie Wonder. Yeah. He's gonna be laughing.
I knew I'd survive. That was meant to be my big birdie black man impression, but it was shit.
Yeah. I knew I'd survive.
That was much better.
I think he talks like a white dude, though. Actually,
I'm not even going to attempt my black man voice.
Who are you calling crazy, Nick?
It'll probably be something like that.
You have to throw that nig on the back. It's okay, though. There's a lot of black-white dudes, kind of like Obama. He's a pretty good black-white dude.
Yeah, but he's more black than he is white.
Yeah, is he?
He's half-caste, surely.
Yeah,
I think he's 50-50.
Yeah, he's definitely split down the middle. He's like Two-Face.
Yeah, I'd put him in the middle. I wouldn't say he's pure white, but he's not pure black. He's just
black one side, white the other. But the blend makes him look like he's half caste.
Right.
Go to the podcastnetwork.com. You can download lots of shows. I've got lots of shows for you. I birthed them like the universe. You understand I'm saying it, right? I'm making stars. and putting them in the universe. And you are listening on the podcastnetwork.com. I am Adam Barker. Thank you for shopping at 7-Eleven.
So, Luke.
Howdy.
What got you into zombies other than falling onto impaling yourself with the Zombie Life podcast while you're at work with Jig? Did you like zombies before you entered our little world, or no?
I've always liked zombies. It's actually quite a funny story. My mum is obsessed with horror films. My mum always likes horror films. I was brought up in horror films, and I love horror films. Probably one of the best going. And zombies just do it for me, man. I mean, say like vampires, they just go for humans or whatnot, and they suck your blood, and you can survive whatnot. Then you get werewolves who will go for whoever, and then you get other monsters who have like a particular target. Zombies just go for everyone, and they're determined, and they're never going to give up. So you have to run for your life, or you're going to die.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Your mom is a horror fan, then?
My mom loves horror films.
Wow,
that's quite cool,
man. That is cool.
But yeah, zombies, they just do it for me. They're scary, and they won't stop until they've literally ripped your face off.
Or you put a bullet in their head.
Man, speaking of ripping your face off, my son farted the other day. I'm just playing. That's not what I was going to say. I was watching The Walking Dead the other day, and I don't have cable, as Jig knows. I only have Netflix and Hulu to watch The Walking Dead on, so I have to wait for it to get onto Netflix. And I saw the episode where, and I hope nobody's seen it. Everybody's seen it this episode by now.
Dude, seriously, whatever. If you've seen it, I reckon the whole world have seen it.
I know, damn it. And I like zombies. Oh, well. So, it's the episode where the old man with the white hair dies, you know? And, you know, the two main characters, the two cops, they get into a big, huge knockdown, drag-out fight.
Rick and Shane.
Rick and Shane get into a fight. Yeah. And they're going to hang some dude who says that he's innocent, but I think that he's kind of not.
Yeah, dude, you're still on season 2, aren't you?
Yeah, season 2, but this is when the old man died, and he got his guts ripped out, you know?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're on about now, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't think what his name is. Yeah,
I didn't think he was going to die at all. I thought he was going to be like the Moses of the team for a long time, you know?
Dude, seriously, I watched season 3, episode 4 the other day, which is the newest one out in the States at the moment. It's not actually been out in America till Friday. It's not actually out in England, till Friday. Okay. But I watched it the other day at work, and there is a lot of killing.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a mass exodus. Just everyone died. Nah, there is a couple of deaths. I won't say who.
I know who. I know.
Yeah, don't say. I know. Because people will... although people will listen on Sunday, and they should have seen it already, so it's their own fault. But
I know the black dude dies.
The black. You mean T-Dog?
Yeah. T-Dog. I know.
My name's T-Dog, bitch.
You gotta say it like Mr. T.
Yeah. Like I ain't getting no plane.
Like he's got like 8 pounds of gold hanging from his neck and his earlobes,
and he's chewing off the floor. I ain't getting off no plane.
You got to be a fool not to kill a zombie like that, sucker.
That was even better. You sound like Booker T from wrestling, sucker.
Oh, yeah, sucker. Yeah, but so he dies, and I didn't think that he was going to die, and then I found out, you know, through Facebook that the black dude C-Dog dies.
T-Dog.
And T-Dog. Yeah. It's not C-Dog?
No, it's T-Dog.
T-Dog,
why do they got to say dog anyway? Talk about labeling a whole race. Why do they got to just say T or C or something? You got to throw the dog on there and piss people off? Come on now. Unless he chose to have T-Dog as his zombie killing name.
He may have done. Yeah, I don't know.
You know. Yeah,
It's a bit strange.
If I was a zombie killer, I would either stick with Eddie Rotten or I would go with something like, like one of my son's names, because my sons have pretty badass names.
Now, I think your zombie killer name now should be the two things you've got nearest to your left and right hand.
Really?
Yeah, so whatever's closest to your left hand or whatever's closest to your right hand is your zombie killer name.
So that means mine would be Vinto Phone.
What?
What's yours, Ed?
Mine's a spoon with peanut butter on it and a glass with milk in it.
So you could be called Peanut Spoon Milk.
Peanut spoon milk.
Does it help that my hands are on my laps? Could my zombie killing nickname technically be Cock and Balls?
You keep your hands on the table there, Jig.
Yeah, I've actually got my arms crossed.
You guys carry on for a second. I have to go save my son because he's trying to raid the refrigerator. I'll be right back.
Bless him.
Right.
Yeah, he's a little rascal, Ed's kid, but he's a sweetheart, bless him. So, yeah, more what we got in the news at the moment. If people don't know, I've actually I've started running like a little magazine, newspaper type thing online. It's called Zombie Life. If you go to paper.li and search for Zombie Life, you'll find it, and you can subscribe to it, and that will send you emails every time it updates every day, and it just updates about zombie news really. So I've got bits and pieces, and one of the things I've got is we're slowly starting to see footage and bits and pieces of World War Z.
Oh,
so
which is
going to be pretty darn cool. What's that?
What do you think the outcome's going to be of World War Z, Zeb?
I have no idea. I've never read the book.
You've never read the book?
I've never read the
chapters. And if it's anything like the book, wow.
The trailer looks
awesome.
fantastic. I've got a clip of the trailer that we can play when it gets back.
I mean, do you like even in the trailer, it's a whole new breed of zombies.
Yeah, they're all like proper sprinting.
Yeah,
they're not like
they're quick.
Yeah, they're not like fucking 28 Days Later.
I mean, like there's walking zombies who you can just you ain't even got to run. You can just stroll by. And then you've got 28 Day Later zombies who just sprint. And you can kind of get away. And then these zombies look like they're just... You just got to run.
We'll kill your face off.
Yes.
Just test this.
Are you talking about World War Z?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we are. Big time, man.
Yeah, those are like track star zombies, man.
It looks fantastic.
Well, I was just saying that the trailer is just now started leaking. A little bit of trailer. And while you two were talking, I actually managed to download a clip of the trailer.
Ooh,
if you want to hear it. So this is the clip for World War Z. So let's have a look. Oh, 2 seconds. Here we go. If it works, you watch it crash on me now. Ah, you bastards! I've been having problems with this. Okay, keep talking. I'll faff around and I'll try and get it to work. It'll probably just suddenly start working.
Oh. Well, isn't there a lot of CGI going on there, man? I saw bodies falling on top of bodies whenever I saw the trailer.
It's like
it's
it
weird,
looks
isn't
like
it?
a whole new breed of zombies. It's like these ones like climb and everything, like climb each other. It looks crazy.
Right.
But I might be
trying
wrong.
to climb on.
Oh, here we go. Can you hear that?
Thursday on ET.
What is going on?
Brad Pitt versus an army of zombies.
They're coming.
Only one man can save the world, and only one show has the world-exclusive first look.
You're asking me to leave my family.
In just 3 days, it's E.T. and World War Z.
Honey!
Thursday.
Yeah, so it's only a short clip, but...
You know what? I'm really
amazing.
disappointed on the person that they chose to read that. You know, there's no grit. She sounds like she just left the bathroom from putting her makeup on. She just, I don't know. It's not doing it for me at all.
She probably did. I was hoping that was going to be a little bit better than just some woman talking.
She makes it sound so boring.
Yeah. So, World War Z. Used to see it on E.T.
I wonder if I might be able to find a better one online. I'll have a look. I'll keep looking and see if I can find a better trailer.
I hope that it's not a huge kind of... Did you see 2012, the movie with not Matthew Broderick? The movie 2012.
Yeah, I can't think what his name is.
John Cusack.
That's the one. That's the motherfucker.
So that movie was built up for over a year, and then finally when it came out last year or in 2010 or whenever it came out, it was just a CGI nightmare. There's so many huge things going on. It's kind of like looking at a Monet kind of painting. There's so much color. You know what it is. You know what it's supposed to be. It's just not impressive,
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that.
Yeah, I hope that it's not like that.
But at the same time, have you noticed in 2012 it was meant to be the whole end of the world scenario,
Yeah.
And it ends with, a massive flood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The world gets flooded. What's just happened in New York recently?
Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah. Bit of a coincidence,
man.
I think.
Well, what I like to say is harp.
Oh, man, are you into that? I was about to bring that up. Good show, Luke.
I love all the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, so you busted out and you said harp. I can't believe that you know. That's awesome that you know about that.
Yep. I know a fair share. Not a lot, but I know quite a bit.
Well, I'm trying to get this other guy to come back on the show with us. He's a little hesitant because he gets a lot of backlash whenever he does come on. But his views are so far out there, and Jig knows I'm talking about a listener of ours, G, and he is, he's the shotgun of conspiracy because he doesn't care. His Facebook is, I don't see how he has any friends left at all on the planet.
He is awesome. He is awesome.
Yeah, but he knows a lot about that. I'm going to try to get him on the show to talk what he knows about harp.
Yeah, I know quite a bit. It's like loads of just like radio waves or like signals or something, like frequency, isn't it? And they can use it to like move, like control weather kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, they've been working on it for decades, if not longer. They've got the chemicals down. They've got the radio waves and the frequencies down that they blow through the air, and they've proven that they know how to make it rain, and they've proven they can shut down any kind of crop field that they want on demand. So why wouldn't they be able to make a hurricane?
Yeah, they could. Very easily.
I hope not, though, because that's a spooky thought. If they can just create a freaking hurricane above your head anytime they want, we're all screwed,
Indeed.
We're all screwed, yeah. So, Jig, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here. It's all right. I'm listening in.
Well, do you know when World War Z is coming in? Do you know when it's gonna be at the movies?
I think it's due out sometime next year. Not 100% sure though, but it'd be nice for it to be. I can maybe we can have a look. I'm just trying to find a better trailer because there was a really good trailer out there.
Well, while you're looking that up, I wanted to let you know that I went into GameStop, and Luke, I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but I like to play video games, and especially zombie-related video games, and I went into GameStop yesterday with my broke foot, with it has like a big boot around it,
Yep.
But I walked in there, or I hopped in there, wobbled in there, I should say, and asked them, when is The Last of Us going to come out? And they said either at the very end of this year or the very beginning of next year. So possibly in January we might see The Last of Us come out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
you're gonna buy it, and then the world's going to end.
Well, I don't know.
And you'll be sitting there going, bollocks, why the fuck did I buy this?
Well, if this Japanese princess is right, by the time the lights turn back on, 3 days and 3 nights of darkness, then The Last of Us will come out, and it'll just be an awesome, awesome kind of wake-up party. Hey, let's go get The Last of Us. So
but it's only come out for PlayStation, isn't it?
I don't know, is it? That'd be really
I think so.
awful
I'm not sure
if it is. Because Naughty Dog makes it. They're the ones that made
Enchanted,
the Uncharted series,
and
so
that's,
I know that
that's only out for
PS3,
PlayStation.
Yeah.
So chances are it's going to be another PS3 exclusive. But according to IMDb, World War Z has got a date of the 21st of June 2013. In the UK, it says, in brackets UK.
Man, we got to wait all the way to the summertime?
Dude, considering there's only just been a trailer popped up for it, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but they've been hyping this thing forever.
Yeah, but the longer they leave it, the more interested I am, and I reckon it's going to be... That's given more time to make it fantastic. Just watching the trailer looks superb.
That's true. I mean, that anticipation is pretty important for a movie like that to come out. I haven't read the book yet. I heard the book was phenomenal, so I kind of like to read the book.
You've read the book, haven't you? You said Luke.
I've read 2 chapters. Well, a bit into it, not all of it. But from what I got, it was amazing. And I very,
does
very,
it
very
start
read
out?
books.
Does the book start out just kind of introducing characters, or does it start out where you're in the trenches fighting zombies?
From what I can remember, I think it's like a mix. It's kind of like it's all in action, and then it will go from character to character, and like explain a bit about them, and then so on and so forth.
Right. Well,
awesome.
I think that it's going to be good.
Well, I've managed to find another trailer, and I'm hoping this one's going to be a bit better. So hopefully it will work first time and not fucking balls me over like usual.
Are you loading?
It's a pain in the arse, my laptop at the moment. But this is the second trailer I found for World War Z, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
There we go.
And Thursday on ET,
What is going on?
Brad Pitt versus an army of
It's the same one you did with
zombies.
it.
Only one man can save the world, and only one
sure I just
show
keep
has the
sending me the wrong
world
bloody trailer.
exclusive first look.
You're asking me to leave my family.
In just
bollocks to
3
that.
days,
I'll try and find a better one to
ET
put up on the
and
website.
World War Z. Thursday.
What was that the one I downloaded earlier?
In a world where zombies rule the planet.
I'll give up trying to find a better trailer. That's as good as you're going to get, guys. So bollocks to you.
Well, I found a ticker online for Z-Day 2012. If somebody wants to do some math, I'm not sure if they're talking about December 21st, 2012, or if they're talking about the release of some kind of game or something.
Oh, right.
But Z-Day 2012, 43 days, 9 hours, and 2 minutes left that we have on the planet until Z-Day. Whatever that means.
Z-Day. Nice. Is that like D-Day?
No idea what that is.
Huh. Yeah.
Z-Day.
Let's see.
Well, I've
What
just
else
typed
is
into
there?
Google
Is there
Z-Day.
Dawn of the Dead coming out?
Really?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I think so. Dawn of the Dead. 9/11 movie clip. Yeah, this website is pretty cool. If you go to theundeadreport.com, it's got some really cool stuff. It's all pretty gritty, though. It's some of the other websites that I've been to they look really professional. This one does too, but it's got a black background. It's really bold and in your face, and it's got pretty horrific zombie pictures in there. Zombies are pretty violent, you know, man. If you just sit back and think about it, it's worse than Freddy Krueger or, Jason.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean by like why I like zombies so much, or why they're so scary. Because like Freddy only goes for children in dreams, or Jason will go for someone who's like around his little camp place. But then zombies just go for anyone. If you're there, then they'll go for you.
I like to see Jason try to hack down a zombie.
Or a zombie.
I don't know. I reckon he'd do pretty good.
Yeah, well, in all his movies, I've only seen like 2 or 3 brain smacks with his little axe.
I reckon he could if he tried.
He fare too well against a zombie.
Yeah, true.
It'd be pretty cool, I reckon.
He probably would get annihilated.
Yeah, I think so.
What about Freddy, though?
I've got the top 3 weapons to use during the zombie apocalypse. Jig, you want to hear them?
Yeah, go for it. Number 1's got to be machete.
Hello? I think Jig is gone or dead. But I'm going to help you out. My son just raided the fridge again. He's a giant, by the way. He's 3 years old, but he's like straight pulling milk jugs out of the fridge and drinking them out of the jug like a hillbilly. Awesome. He has no turn off button, really. Hey, go put this back. That's not right. You're not supposed to do that. Go put that back. Put it back. So I've got the top 3 guns. The first gun is a Celtic KSG.
Yeah.
It's only for $880. It looks like a fully automatic weapon. The next one is a Remington 870, which is a big fat shotgun.
Yeah, I've seen the old Remington before, yeah.
And that's only $379 for the zombie.
Clearly these are American.
The last of the 3 is a Mossberg 500 shotgun for $349, and then the 535 Mossberg. It's a tactical gun, which is what police officers use, and that's for about $500.
See, that's the only problem. If there was ever apocalypse or like a zombie apocalypse in the United Kingdom, we would be totally screwed.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to get guns.
Mate, we'd be so much better off because we make so much better movies.
We'd be restricted to like broomsticks and stuff.
Oh man, don't you have to have like a special license or something like that to even get a gun?
You have to have like licenses and all sorts. It's pretty stupid, really.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll do
Well, how do people kill each other there? Do people just beat each other to death until they're dead?
Or just people stab each other.
We're double-eyed bastards. We use our fists.
That's horrible.
Yeah, not nice.
That's a lot more violent than pulling out a gun. A gun is a final, you know. But, you know, in Texas, if you piss somebody off, you seriously run the risk of getting shot in your face.
Definitely.
Because they don't want you to come back and shoot them, so they try. That's my son.
What is he doing?
Crazy. They try to kill you. So.
What is he doing? He's going mad.
That's what happens. They just try to kill you the first time. But that's okay. So you try not to piss anybody off.
Dude,
not
did I tell
too
you?
bad a deal.
Did I tell you that the t-shirts on their way?
And you should be okay.
Yeah, just don't look at them funny. Like, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, 2 girls got pushed out of a moving vehicle down the I-45, it's a freeway in Houston, and got ran over by 15 different cars before somebody finally stopped and reported it. So,
wow.
If you're late for work and you get pushed out of a car, forget it. You're going to die in Houston because nobody's going to stop for you.
That's horrendous.
Chocolate. You don't need any chocolate. Go sit down and watch a movie. His favorite movie is Explorers. Have you ever seen that movie?
Explorers?
Can't say I have, to be honest.
I think we lost Jig. What do you think? Is he gone?
I have no idea. Tell you what I'll do. I'll text him. I'll see where he is.
Yeah, I think he's gone. But yeah, my son's favorite movie is The Explorers.
I haven't gone anywhere, man. I'm still here.
Oh, what?
Dude, I've just been talking for ages. I reckon my mic must have cut out.
Oh man!
I thought I'm sitting here thinking, fuck, they keep fucking talking over me, the bunch of guns. I'm sitting here, you say something, I'm going, yeah, so, and all of a sudden I'll go, yeah, I know exactly. Oh, fuck off!
We just totally ignore you.
You could
really
actually hear me.
If you found out that we really could hear you the whole time.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
That would have been horrible. Man, these guys are just stepping all over me.
I'm sitting there going, look, Ed, if you want £1 million, just say yes. And you're going, nah, I know what you mean, mate. I'm like, well, you don't get the £1 million, dude. Sorry.
Okay, well, I have to put this milk away that my son stole out of the refrigerator again. So carry on. I'll be right back.
That's fantastic.
Oh God, I was just thinking where you've gone. I was like, where's Jig?
Yeah, I didn't realise. I was just chatting away, and I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if they can hear me or not, but I was like, I'll carry on anyway. And then you'd keep talking, I'd say something, you'd both cut up over me. I'm like, fuckers, assholes. I thought you just hated me. I thought you just hated me.
I can't hate you, dude. I need someone to play Minecraft with. God.
Yeah, fair play.
Finish
Minecraft
up our
rocks.
city.
We fucking love Minecraft.
I'll ask Ed when he comes back. I'll ask you now. Why do you love zombies then?
Why do I love zombies?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just fantastic. I just think they're the manly thing to love. They're awesome, man. There's nothing, you know. My first zombie film I watched was Night of the Living Dead, the remake, and that's why it's my favourite zombie film. It's top of my list all the time. It's such a good film. The remake, the original's just as good. I just prefer a bit of colour. But
yeah,
I just I started watching them. Yeah, I just watched just I don't know. There's just something about them. They're just creepy. They're 1 minute, especially the slow walking zombies. They're 1 minute they're there, 1 minute they're not there, and you can walk around a corner and there could be a fucking horde of them behind you. You know, and they're stealthy. they're fantastic. They're so good. That's probably the reason why. There's no reason. They're just fascinating, man.
All right. And my next question is, out of all types of zombies, walking or sprinting zombies, what would you be more afraid of?
I think the walking zombies are a lot more scary than the running ones.
Yeah, that's right, because you said they were easier to sneak up on you, right?
Yeah, they are very stealthy. You know, the amount of times you can generally, if they're running, you can hear them like running and making all sorts of noises, you know. Whereas
I love that. You do a great zombie.
That's my impression. Whereas,
you sounded like the Tasmanian devil. You said blah, 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 blah.
That is true, actually, now you're thinking about
awesome. But yeah, so fuck off, pair of you bastards.
That was awesome.
All right.
So yeah, that's the reason why they're a lot stealthier, and they're just they're creepier. I think big time.
Well, from Jamie to Ed, what makes you like zombies so much?
What makes me like them is you always keep your enemies close, and I think that zombies are a reality. That it's one of the one thing that I think that the government could actually give to us is a zombie, and so I have to take it literal. Whenever I see a zombie movie, of course I think about the awesome makeup that goes into it, and if there's even a storyline to pay attention to. But for the most part, you got to consider the possibility of some walking dead people across your front yard in the next 20 years. It's just they've done it with animals, they've done it with plants, and why won't they just be able to, if not already, bring back a human being? So that's why I like them.
Oh,
it's cool. It is fascinating, isn't it? It's fantastic. I don't think it's so much even the zombies for me. It's more just the apocalypse part of it. Just the fact that, going from, one little thing to... Because, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying, like, no, I don't think there could, an apocalypse can never happen, blah, 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 and all that. And I was like, of course it could. And they were like, no. Because nowadays, people they'd figure it out quicker than it could spread through a country now. I was like, bollocks, could they? I was like, if you start with something as simple as a cold, you think how many germs if you... cough into your hand and you're spreading germs. If you cough on people, you're spreading germs. All it's going to take is for it to spread to somebody who's getting on an aeroplane and fly to the United States, and then the whole of the United States is going to get it. It's that's a cool thing. Just the fact, that something. So we're prepared for everything. Yet something as small as something like that, or like you take New York for example. What America were probably like one of the few countries who they're one of the richest countries. They're they've got one of the best armies. They're prepared for everything. Yet one little hurricane, well I say little, one hurricane took down the entire fucking state. The
entire country. The entire country, because something like that happens in New York, and it cripples the economy of America.
That's what I mean. In one fell swoop, done.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's amazing. It's fascinating. You think you're prepared for everything, yet you're obviously not.
Yeah, you never can be, and it doesn't have to just be through. There's just so many ways it could happen, through crop dusting or through chemtrails in the sky, from the water, from they give you the they're trying to push that RFID chip now. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
The mark of the beast, man. Golly. It's a freaking science fiction movie.
Microchip. You on about that?
Yeah, a microchip.
In your hand or your forehead, or is it your hand or forehead? One of them.
I think it's in your hand.
In
your hand, or like on your forearm or something. They just scan it, and like in my story. I don't know if you've read it at EddieRotten.com. In the story, it's called Reception, and if you have Reception, they give you a device just like that, an RFID chip, or it's a chemical that they put inside you, and they scan it, and it gives you a discount on all your groceries, your taxes, your food, your mortgage payment, and so you benefit from having it. But at the same time, they know exactly where you're at, they know what you're going to do, and they can shut you down anytime they want through chemicals. And if you don't have it, you probably live not so well off. You have to find your food and grow it yourself in your backyard. And I hope it doesn't come to that, but
oh, fucking hope not. Well,
who knows?
Would you say they did? Say they give you, they said to you, like, right, we can plant a chip in your hand, so we will know what you're doing and where you are at all times, but you will live cheaper. Your life will be a lot cheaper than it is nowadays, cut by half.
Well, it depends on what angle you want to look at it, because they've basically already done that and seduced us with cell phones through Google and Apple. They've basically already done that, and our lives are a lot more convenient and cheaper by having these devices. But if somebody came to me and said, I'm going to permanently implant this into you, so you have, I mean, no matter what, you can throw your cell phone away if you can bring yourself to getting off the grid. Yeah. But if they actually force us to do that, I don't know, man. That would I'd probably have to retaliate, man, to be honest.
It's a tough one. Although it would be nice living for half price on everything.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Wouldn't it?
It would be nice if the conditions stayed that way, but it's the government we're talking to, so why wouldn't they change it for their benefit, you know?
Of course they would. Of course they would, yeah.
Right. And so far, it's any government in the world is going to do that. They, you know, so far, any government in the world, like G says, America is the world's military, and Europe is the world's financial backbone, and then there's China is the world's technology, and so all put together, it's a one world government, and they're trying to find a way to bring it together to make it more easy to control. And the RFID chip is
just one way to do it.
Basically the next step, yeah. Spooky, man.
It is. It's scary.
It's scary.
It's scary shit, man.
That is kind of freaky. I'm not even gonna lie, it's scary.
Speaking of apocalypse, Jig.
Yeah.
You know what book came out on Amazon?
I do.
Oh, snap. Did you already download it? Did you already
That's what you're on about, wasn't it?
Yeah, Caleb.
Good. I'm glad. Yes, I noticed it today. I did.
Well, I've in the process of downloading it right now.
Oh yeah.
And he said some stuff on Facebook that there's a couple misspelled words that his editor didn't catch or whatever, but I don't even care about that. I just can't wait to dig in and read that story.
No, I don't know. It wouldn't bother me, but I think I'm nice enough to be getting one of his signed copies. So
that is pretty nice, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, because I was nice enough to have him on the show, and I interviewed him, and he said as soon as it comes out, he said I'll send you a copy. So hopefully I should be getting. I'm going to ask him to sign it for me as well. So I've got nice. So when he does become rich and famous, because he will, I'll have a nice signed copy of Caleb, and I could say, look at that.
I'm going to have to one-up you on that. I'm going to have to ask him if he can send me a copy with a picture of him posing in his underwear. And then... then...
Dude, I said that to him the other day. He said to me, he'd been on holiday, and he said, have you looked at my pictures? I went, no, not yet. And he said, have a look. I'm thinking about taking up photography. I said, I'm a bit worried I'm going to catch you in your Y-fronts, mate. And he's like, no, don't worry about that. There's nothing like that on there. I was like, oh, good, I'll have a look in. But... yeah, he's a nice bloke.
It's a proven gimmick, man. If you take a picture in front of thousands of people of you in your underwear, you're going to go somewhere. That's what Dirty Pete did. You know that? Whenever he got into radio, everybody's turning in their headshots. You know, a professional headshot, like for news or for, you know, whatever kind of medium you're going to go into, you take a professional picture of your face and you put on your best business smile. Well, Pete... yeah. He turned in a full-body black and white photo of him standing there doing a muscle pose with just his underwear on and his pale white skin and tattoos all over him. And at the time he had really long, like shoulder-length hair. So it was hilarious.
Superb. That sounds fantastic.
They hired him on the spot, man. They hired him on the spot.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Man, can you guys hear this movie in the background?
Yeah.
Man, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
He's Thaddeus. He's watching Explorers. you seen that movie?
The Explorers. I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm sure.
It's an old movie from the 80s. It kind of is along the lines of Goonies and stuff like that, but it's with UFOs. So,
all right,
three kids get together. They figure out somebody has a dream, and they figure out a code to make a spaceship, and they go into outer space and meet some aliens. It's awesome. Nice. My 3-year-old son is in love with that movie.
Bless him. He's cool.
Believe it or
I do
not,
like him.
Yeah. So,
to be honest, it'd be a bit harsh if I turned around and went, "I hate him. I hate him." So,
yeah,
I sound like a bit of I would be the most hated man in the world. He is, though. He's cool. He's a little sweetheart.
I put a picture of actually a video of him up on my Facebook. We bought him a kitchen set. You know those little, it's like a big plastic kitchen set where you have pretend pots and pans and dishes and refrigerator and a stovetop and all that stuff.
I know exactly what you're on about. My daughter has one of those.
Yeah. So the females in my family, they bought him that, and then I bought him from the same company, like Little Tykes or whatever. I bought him a tool set, because I was going to try to steer him away from being a chef and going into mechanics or something, like a manly thing. Yeah. And so what he did is he set up the kitchen and started working on it with his tools. So I guess he's going to... he decided to use both of them instead of turning one down.
Now that
he decided to incorporate.
That is genius. That's a good way of thinking.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Bless him. Have you seen the website recently?
I'm going there now. I saw it. The last thing that I saw on the website was there's something up top. It was after you put the Mission Airsoft thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the trailer for World War Z, but I think that is a better trailer.
Okay.
But have you seen the film of the month I've put on there?
Don't tell me, because I know what it is. It's not Death Snow. It's a White Zombie.
It is White Zombie.
Yeah.
I found the full-length film of White Zombie, and as I hadn't seen it before, I thought I'd put it on there for people to see.
Have you watched it?
Cool. So, yeah, well... Uh-oh.
Whenever you have a chance, go through and watch that thing.
That was a bit weird. I lost you for a second.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Bela Lugosi. Is it Lugosi or Lugosi?
Yeah.
But that's the writer.
Lugosi, I think it said. I don't know if it's Lugosi.
Yeah, I love
Lugosi.
You put this month's movie as White Zombie. A young man turns to a witch doctor to lure the woman he loves away from her fiancé, but instead turns her into a zombie slave. Oh, it's great, dude. I'm so impressed with you for putting it
I'm going to have to watch it. I think I might save it. Yeah, I think I might save it for work.
That's going to be really good.
Definitely. Yeah.
Luke, have you seen the trailer for Evil Dead, the new Evil Dead coming out?
Yes, and it looks absolutely...
what do you think?
Amazing. I think it looks good. The trailer looks good, but I'm not going to go into any. Nah, not at all. I think they've done perfect with the trailer. In all honesty, I think they've done quite well with the trailer.
Maybe something's just happening inside me to where I'm kind of pussing out a little bit on some things, but
I mean, like
I'm starting to feel like
they even got the tree
feelings of evil
which comes
from
to life
certain
in
things. Yeah, that's creepy, man.
That is a bit.
But see,
freaky.
The first movie, the first Evil Dead, the same scene happened, and I didn't feel weird about it at all. It was just like, ooh, that's kind of weird. But then when I saw this in the new Evil Dead trailer, I get this feeling of just complete darkness and evil, man. I don't know. It's pretty freaky.
That's all part of it, man.
I guess so. I'm a sensitive, though. Yeah, I'm a sensitive. Like, I can't...
It's like a lot of most film remakes.
Yeah. I reckon it'll be good. I like the look of it.
I think
definitely.
It'll be good. I think it'll be a rocking film.
Yeah, I think it will.
I mean, it's like Silent Hill. It's like the latest Silent Hill. Like the trailer for that, I didn't really like it as much. Yeah. I watched it. And
the trailer looks sick.
The film was absolutely.
I think the trailer looks sick, man. The trailer looks fantastic.
And it is somewhat
You liked it when you watched the movie?
Yeah.
When you saw the movie, Luke, you liked the movie?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Hello?
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think it looks
Good.
really good.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
You know what? You're going to hate me for this, Jig, but I just had a whirlwind of things just happen just now, and I can tell you about it off the air. But I have to hop off, and I'm going to try to get that interview on here so we can put it out for Sunday's show. But I'm going to have to take off and leave you guys at it. And
okay.
So let me do that. Luke, it was fantastic meeting you. I hope that you continue listening to the Zombie Life podcast, and thank you for joining us on the show. And if you get bored, you can read EddieRotten.com. It's a zombie story that kind of inspired this whole thing. And if you want to be a character, just let me know. I'll throw you in there, and you can be a hero, or you can be a zombie, or whatever you want to be.
I'll be a character.
So let me know. But thanks again for being part of the show. I'm gonna take off, Jig. I'll talk to you guys soon.
See you later.
Yeah, speak soon, buddy.
All right, kill 'em all.
Kill 'em all, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, it's gone really silent. You didn't realise how much background noise he had in
Sounds
that.
like the apocalypse, mate.
It was. He uses his tablet. He uses his Samsung tablet, I think he uses. So,
All right.
yeah, it probably sounds different. And he's not in a quiet house like I am, and you are. So, but yeah. So yeah, that was Ed. That was Ed. Ed's he was trying to get an interview last week with G, but something happened, and it didn't end up happening, which was a bit shit.
Oh,
but
that sucks.
He reckons he's going to try and get it added to the end of this week's one, so that'd be pretty cool. But other than that, my internet's running really slow, and it's been a pain in the arse. Here we go. Yeah.
Your internet's been messing up all day, dude.
Oh, my laptop is just a pain in the arse. I think I must have downloaded a virus. I'm going to have to check it over properly again. It's a pain in the arse. But on my magazine as well, you can actually get there's a clip on there about lessons from a zombie preparedness class. Zombie survival gear, the 13 essentials. Are you prepared for the next zombie outbreak?
Rule number 1,
make sure to
run like hell.
yeah. It says make sure to keep this gear at the ready. Also learn the 5 critical skills that will help you from becoming a snack for ravenous hordes of flesh-eating ghouls. Yeah, and there's a little article about it. Imagine a viral outbreak has occurred. It's highly contagious and dangerous. It's nicknamed the zombie disease because those killed by the disease seem to rise from the dead and prey upon the living. How will you survive? And it's just a little article about it. It's definitely cool to read. So I recommend reading
Brilliant.
that.
I'd definitely have a look
it does
at
look
that.
fantastic. Yeah, definitely. And I also I think people should check out ZombiesEatPeople.net because they've got a fantastic, for starters, little magazine called called Brains Magazine. Sorry, that's just all zombie related, which is really really cool. And they also like us have like their favourite films or like their films to watch. They've got free films you can go and watch. Well, some strange ones, but they've got Poultrygeist, Zombies, and you can see Night of the Living Dorks as well. There's a few more in there, so definitely go and check their shit out. But other than that, Luke, I think we should wrap this shit up.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have been going for about an hour. So,
and also, if anyone's listening to this, if you haven't, watch Dead Snow, because that film is brilliant. So I saw you
I
put
did
that
try
up
and get
there
it to
the
put
other
on the
day.
website. Yeah, I tried to get it up on the website, but I couldn't find a copy that was English. It was all foreign and foreign subtitled. If it was English subtitled, I put it up.
But that,
or it was dubbed, but with foreign language, which is a bit
but
of a
that
pain.
film is fantastic. There's never
Yeah, I'll
been a
definitely
zombie
keep looking.
film in snow. I mean, imagine that though.
It's awesome.
Knee-high snow and you've got to run for your life.
Yeah, they're Nazi zombies, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like proper Nazi soldiers. It's
that is just cool.
And what
in
makes you
itself.
laugh
That's
is
just
there's actually a
fantastic.
boss. There's actually a
Is
boss
it?
in the film, yeah.
That's even.
I won't give away too much, but there's just one big motherfucker and he just messes shit up. So yeah.
Awesome.
And also,
yeah, it sounds cool.
keep an eye out for a picture coming out soon, because I'm going to be zombieing up Jig once I have my stuff. So
we are.
that'll be funny to
zombieing
look.
up. That'll be cool. That'll be up on the website. You can check us out, zombielifepodcast.wordpress.com. You can also check us out at facebook.com/zombielifepodcast, where you can find links to our voicemail service. So send us a voicemail, keep us company. You can also find us on the Podcast Network, podcastnetwork.com, along with 75 million other shows that are fantastic. Some of them like Oddcast Podcast, Dirty Rotten Show, A Little Punch Drunk, plus many, many more. 7 Days a Geek. There's loads of them on there. Really, really good podcasts. They work really hard for them. So go check them out as well. You can find us on Twitter at ZMBL Podcast. At ZMBL Podcast. You can find me on there at Jamie Jig Tuffin. And you can find Eddie on there at Eddie Rotten. And email us at ZMBL Podcast. ZMBL Podcast at gmail.com. Sorry. That's the one. So definitely go check us out.
Do it.
I'd say this
Go and do it right now.
Yeah, definitely. We recommend it. The website's fantastic. We've got the World War Z trailer, which I think is just a clip that I played, which it is a better clip to watch, but not to listen to.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We've got the Evil Dead remake trailer, and we've also got Darren Brown Apocalypse 2 parts.
Which is also probably one of the best things I've actually seen this year.
It is fantastic, although the second part Ed had problems with, so it may only be workable in UK. So if you're in the States, you might have to look on YouTube for a version yourself, unfortunately. But other than that, there's plenty of other stuff. You can find a podcast on there. You can find links to Simon Nelson's The Apocalypse Room and a couple of little videos that he made. There's all sorts on there, so we update it regularly. Go check that shit out.
It's worth it.
Definitely. But other than that, I think we'll leave you guys to it. I've been Jig, Eddie Rotten's been Eddie Rotten, and I've had Luke with me.
Hey.
So, but until next time, kill 'em all, people. Kill 'em all.
See everyone later. Been an honour to be on the show.
Good. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, mate.
Brilliant.
Right, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But when we stop making fires, we can't have a summer home. Whether we like it or not, they say we can laugh and we try. But what is left without loss? With accurate devotion, what feelings without emotions.
Alrighty, everybody, what's up? This is Eddie Rotten with the Zombie Life Podcast. Jig has no idea who I'm about to interview, and I've never talked to him myself, so it's going to be a surprise for everybody. I'm going to be talking to Joshua from EddieRotten.com. He's a character that came on about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and he turned into a badass real quick because of his military background. So live right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Joshua, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his character and how he got into zombie life in the first place. So here's Joshua. Joshua, are you there?
I'm there, buddy.
Okay, good. Man, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How about you, man? You got me on a night out of drinking. I just came home, but I was waking the wife up on accident with the dog and shit, trying to sneak in and out the house.
Well, that's okay. Hey, zombie fighters got to get their drink on too, right?
You got to release sometimes, right?
Yeah, you got to release. So before I called you, I gave just a little brief background of who you are in the story. You came on about a year and a half ago and turned into a badass really quick and kind of took over the story in several different aspects. And as I talked to Jig off the air, away from the show, we talk about, man, what's this Joshua dude going to do? Because he kind of has real background knowledge aside from some of the other people. So the reason why I'm calling you in the first place is to kind of just get a background of you, how you got into it, how you stumbled across EddieRotten.com, and what makes you a zombie fighter.
You know what, man? It's a weird thing. I'm an architect.
Okay.
Joshua's actually an architect. A junior architect. Let me rephrase that. Somebody that doesn't work and doesn't take any of the credit.
Yeah.
But half my day is in the office, and it is miserable sometimes. And I'm from Pittsburgh, and we're the, believe it or not, zombie capital of the world. You can look it up. Night of the Living Dead. It's huge around here. And you're looking up things, and I ran across it on my phone, and I said, "Get the hell out of here!" I started reading it, and it got me through some really shitty days at work.
Really?
And that, yeah, it really did. And I started reading, and I was like, this dude's all right. And then I read you had a bike. I was like, this dude's really all right.
Yeah. Well,
and it just kind of progressed from there. You know, it is what it is. I mean, you got me through some really shitty times at work. I'll give you that.
I had no idea that it was a therapeutic.
It really is. It really is. But, it's to that point where you're on the edge at work, and you're like, I'm so close to losing my job from some words I'm about to say. And you know what? Hey, you know what? I should thank you for being able to pay my mortgage right now.
Really? Well, dude, it's people like you that are helping pay my mortgage, man. I can't believe after the story kind of took off, it was just a fluke at first, and it was one of those bad days that kind of got me starting to write the story in the first place. And then I didn't want it to be just another zombie story because there's a billion of them, you know? Everybody can sit down and write a zombie story, but I wanted to have people that I knew, even people that I didn't know, to write their own kind of epic story along inside the story. And whenever you came along, you have a background that was interesting to me. And you say you're an architect right now?
I am right now. I am.
Okay. And that can't be boring. I mean, there's...
It really is, dude. It really is, believe it or not. I do a lot of math. a lot of math.
How did you fall into being an architect?
School, man. You know what? I got out of the military.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to school, and I didn't know what, when you get out of school, and I was in a Ranger battalion in the military. So, you spend years of your life fighting. And even if you're not fighting, guys that didn't go overseas, they're getting programmed to fight. Then you get out, and you're like, well, shit.
Right.
What the hell did I learn that could be decent in the real world? And then you start,
right.
You know what I mean? You're like, well, shit, I can't just go around fucking killing people.
Yeah.
And, I actually went to school, and I tried to think, what was I good at? I'm good at math.
Right.
That's like I'm almost autistic in the way I'm good at math. It's weird.
Wow.
And I was like, I like to draw. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll go for architecture. And then there you go. And it just happened like that. And I'm actually married to a lawyer, believe it or not. How the hell she got with me? You probably got the same story. Bad kid growing up. We won't say bad. We'll say ornery and misguided.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what? Everything works out for a reason, and you never know how good you got it until you sit back and actually just count your blessings, you know?
Really, I have many of them. I don't take any of them for granted, buddy. I really don't. I don't. Kid on the way, first kid.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you, because I hear about, you write with your son and stuff, and I'm like, God, I can't wait to have, some fun with an older son.
Dude, it's so much fun.
I bet, man. I can't wait. I'm super psyched about it. I really am.
Even having a daughter, I don't have any daughters, but I've got a brother that has a few daughters, and man, they just have the best time. And what it does really is it helps you rewind your life. You get to be a kid again, you know?
I know, I miss it, dude.
It helps you rediscover everything. And like the first thing I did with my son, like my first son, he turned 8 years old, and we strung kite string all throughout the whole room. And then we went to the store, we bought a whole crap load of G.I. Joes and just let them zip line through the whole room, you know? It was awesome.
Awesome. See, awesome. So he's a guy, girls probably listen to this oh, God, they're idiots. But no, any guys we do, the first word is saying awesome.
Awesome. How is that not just incredibly cool?
Awesome.
So when you're growing up, you get out of high school, you're like, I want to join the military. Is that what happened?
You know what? No. Actually, I grew up on the south side of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Which, if you're not from this area, it's kind of weird here, man. It's pretty diverse. And I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood, but not a very poor neighborhood at the time. So you have a lot of crime, and I fell into it. Not that I was anything. God, I'm not sitting here like, Snoop Dogg, part of the Rolling 20 or something. Yeah.
Who is now Snoop Lion? What the crap is that?
And we listen to him about political views, so don't even get me you get out of high school, and you wake up one morning, and you're like, God, I have to get out of here. It was one of those things where you wake up and like, I have to get out of here. I literally went to a recruiter's office. The thing was, my whole family was in the military before that, and none of them retired. They were all just guys did their time, got out, went back, worked at steel mills in Pittsburgh, And I knew my grandfather. I had a hat from him that had Ranger on it. And growing up, I used to think it was like, when you're a kid, you think it's like,
Forest
the guys
Ranger
that
or
go,
something.
yeah, Forest Ranger, you know, like, what do they call those,
Smokey the Bear or something.
right, you know, and that's what I thought it was when you grew up. And I was like, you know what, I want to try that. And then they show you this video, make it all high speed. It's like dudes riding motorcycles through the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a kid, you don't know. You're like, yeah,
Right.
I want to do that.
Right.
And that's kind of how I fell into it, and I didn't tell anybody. I did it. I signed up. I came home. I literally looked at my high school girlfriend and my mother at the same time and said, I leave in 2 weeks.
Wow.
What do you mean? I'm going to the military, man. I got to get out of here because I'm myself. It was one of the, you know, it was like one of those, and I actually excelled in it, and I don't know if it was from just the attitude, like everybody I talked to, anybody in the military, if you meet them, everybody that's really high ranked grew up in like a kind of, they were kind of ornery as a kid, or misguided, if I like to say.
Right.
And I don't know if it's just the upbringing, but you know, you get a lot of rich kids in there as well. They grew up with nannies. Yeah, they, you know,
Right.
And then I just excelled, and I ended up staying in. I didn't mean to stay in. I was in Afghanistan. I got stop-lost, and that was that, man. I spent 5 years. I came home, and I was, again, a lost. As weird as it sounds, came home, you miss your family, and then you come home, and you're lost. There's like a saying, you know, there's nothing more dangerous to a soldier that doesn't have a war. You know,
Right. Right.
And I went to college, met my wife, and, hey, case for us, we're out, buddy.
So there's a place inside your body, inside your mind and soul, where you have to choose. You can go down the left path or the right path. My uncle, he was in Vietnam, and he told me exactly that. He said after you come back from the experiences that you have, and with the brotherhood that you make while you're over there, it's completely different to come home and try to do the Great American White Picket Fence deal, because you have to make a decision.
It really is, man. Like, it's, it's hard to sound not like, like you don't try to sound condescending or anything, but, you know, coming from a kid, even, you know, you're in Texas, and then Jig's our redcoat over there across the pond.
That's true, that bastard. That bastard.
Damn redcoat son of a bitch.
Yeah.
We're worried about the Muslims. We gotta watch our religion.
Yeah.
You come home, or you go over there, and you learn something that you never learned growing up. I mean, that's probably any neighborhood as a kid. You don't learn, like, you know what honor means, and then you learn it, and you become a man really quick there, you know, because they beat the hell out of you, and you're like, oh, shit, I was a boy. You know, like,
right.
I thought I was
you get
cool,
rolled in.
And I thought I was, yeah, you're like, I thought I was tough. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not. And then you come home, and then, you know, your whole idea of America is so much different. Even the world, but America especially. You know, I don't downplay any military. You know, hey,
right.
A soldier is a soldier. God,
Right.
you know, hey, we meet on. You know, it's one of those things. But you come home as an American, and people don't look at the flag like you look at the flag. You know, there's times where you're over there and you actually, especially when you first join, you know, basic training, stuff like that. They raise the flag, or telling you these stories of these men that did these incredible things, and you're like shedding a tear for it. You're like, holy shit, what the hell is this?
Right.
Well, that's honor. You know, like that's the thing. You know the definition, but you never actually felt it. And that's when you come home. It's hard to relate a little bit. You have all your old friends, and it's not like they make it seem on the commercial and stuff where you're flipping out, which I'm sure some people do. But
yeah.
It's just different, and that kind of brought me into the Freemasons, which I told you, which I know you listen to Alex Jones. I'm actually a fan of Alex Jones.
Okay.
As a Freemason, I'm a fan of Alex Jones because that's the one thing he actually gets wrong. I tell you, 98% of his shit, I believe.
Right.
It's that Freemason thing that gets me. I'm like, dude, that's not it.
Yeah.
New.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, is I back him on a whole lot of stuff, but just like he says, he's like, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. And like I told, one of our first interviews on the show was G, and he's like a Freemason. He knows more about Freemasons than Freemasons do, but that's because he doesn't like them, and that's because you know, it depends on what avenue you go to. You know, like in religion, if you try to find some kind of anti-religious stuff on a certain belief, you're going to find it, you know? So I had, and still do, have several friends that are in the Masonic group, and they are 100% some of the best people I've ever met in my whole life. And so it's hard to it's hard to weigh it out. I kind of understand what a lot of people are saying about the pyramid and you know, some of the history stuff behind it. But man, Freemason people, the people that I've met, and I don't know what the secret is behind the curtain or some of the secret handshakes or whatever. But as far as the men that come out of that group, man, they are solid family people.
And in their defense, like you know, people put it out there. It was from a book that a guy wrote two sentences, which came to Devil Worship in NWO. And really, that's not it, man. He made a word, but the way he worded it, you have to read it, and you have to be a little bit intelligent, and then you'll be like, oh, that's not what he meant. You know, they're taking it out of context. What I know from it, you know, it's the motto is making good men better. And it's a brotherhood. Believe it or not, 90% of the Freemasons are all veterans. And I think it's the reason they come home and they're just looking for something. You know, like, I can't lie. You know, you come home and you actually feel weak. You're like, oh, man, I'm alone. You know,
oh, my God.
And that's kind of how I fell into it, and it's a brotherhood. You know, it really is. It's nothing, I'll tell you right now, it's nothing, like I said, I'm a fan of Alex Jones. I really am. I listen to him, not religiously, but I listen to him. You know, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but hey, there's definitely, you know, it's definitely the Wizard of Oz sometimes around here. I get that.
And how could it not be? And you know what?
Yeah.
Being interested in conspiracy stuff doesn't make you a conspiracy theorist. It just makes you interested in diverse things, you know. And I talk about it a lot because it helps my story, you know. But at the same time, I turn around and I change my son's poopy diapers, and then I go to the park and I throw the football around, and, you know, it's not like I'm actually baptized into it because I like, you know, both sides, all sides. I don't really have a preference as far as what the political view of the world is supposed to be or whatever, but I don't know. It's not bad to listen to. You can at least listen to it.
No, it's interesting. If to say the least, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, man, there's three sides to every story. You know, there's one side, the other side, the truth. So, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
That's how you kind of got to look at it, and that's how I do.
And for the most part, it's just good for my story. And I keep telling my friends that. They're like, do you seriously believe in that stuff? I'm like, does it even matter? Do you care what I believe? I mean, it's good for my story because what I believe in is what I believe in. What you believe in, I can honor that because that's what you are actually making a stand and saying, hey, I believe in this. And
that's what this country's built upon, brother.
Right. Can't I? What's wrong if I believe in, you know, purple horses or whatever? Who cares?
And I do want to congratulate you on your story. It's like you said, anybody can write a zombie story, but what you did was give people an opportunity to kind of, you're not just writing it, you're, God, it's almost like a role-play book. You know, like they don't have shows anymore, and I've contributed to it, and you know what? I enjoy doing it. You know, like I said, I started my own company, so I had to kind of fall off a little bit. Starting your own company is, fuck, dude, it's stressful. You know, like,
you're biting your nails off. You're like, oh, God.
Oh, God, man. I mean, all my money's gone. My wife is going to kill me if it doesn't work. You know?
Yeah.
So you have to take a break from real life. But on the other hand, man, it's actually a release, too, because, you know, you're sitting there thinking, like, oh, where am I at in the story? Right. And then I actually did it by, like, what would I do if I was, you know, like, if I was there right now? What would I do?
Yeah.
Dude, and that's how I kind of tried to write it, you know? Like,
that is the question. What would you do? Because, it's fun to watch them, and it's fun to read little zombie books here and there. But, man, really, what would you do? That's the true question. What kind of character would you be? What kind of weapons would you truly grab if it was down at, you know, the minute zero? And
right, you know, you got your bug out bag, you're ready to roll.
Yeah.
Like, it really happened. That shit's happening right now, you know?
Yeah.
I tried to think of it. You know what? I don't know if you ever watched a show called Preppers. Have you ever seen it?
I have, yeah.
Dude, okay. Some of those people are completely off the reservation crazy.
No.
But at the same time, tell me it doesn't make you like, oh, shit, I need more food.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I watch some of those people on there. I'm like, you know what? More for me, man.
And I'm actually getting my wife into it now. It's so funny too because she's so opposite of me. You know, and you watch her get into this stuff, and I'm like, oh, girl. he's looking at me like, we need more water. Literally, we have a stream going through my yard 200 miles away, or 200 yards away, and I'm like, we're good on water.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we need more water. All right. You know,
a lot of people choose to bring along water in the last days. I'm like, well, like one of the people called into the show and said, well, you need a water purifier because there's water all over the place. You just need something to purify it. If you bring water, then you're going to be carrying around a bunch of extra weight.
Right. Boil it, buddy. Boil it. That's all I got to tell people. Yeah. Boil it, man. That's what they teach in the military. Boil it.
Man.
You got water. Water's everywhere.
Dude, I see some of these survival shows on TV. Did you really get trained on some of that stuff?
Yeah, especially as a ranger. I don't know if you know much about Ranger Battalion in the military, in the Army.
Dude, just what they let us see on TV, just what the media allows us to watch is all I know.
People call them Special Forces. They're not Green Berets. They're actually tan berets now. When I started, it was actually a black beret, and that's where the whole military switched over, so they switched berets over. The Rangers started back with, like, the Indians. They were more of a rapper, like a berserker group, which when I wrote, I sent you my last post, which isn't posted yet, so I won't give anything away or what you're going to take from it.
Right,
but,
and I'll tell you what, well, you'll read it, but that's why I wasn't able to post it yet, and you'll find out why. It's going to be weird, man.
Every time I send you something, it's always just the worst. Take what you want.
Yeah.
And I'll go from there. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever, it's your story, man. I'm just glad I got to be a part of it.
It's
so
fun.
I got to thank you. It's a good time, man, but they actually started very far back, which is, literally with the Native Americans. But nowadays they call them Special Forces. I mean, they're part of this thing called SOCOM, which is what Special Forces fall under, but really they're a rapid response group.
Okay.
Something happens, they're the first ones. Real quick, everybody thinks the Marines. No, the Army Rangers.
Right.
And that's really what they're just really fast. They're glorified infantry. But I loved it. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go in and be a pilot. I was trying to go in and you watch the movies and shit. You're like, I don't want to go. I want to go do that shit.
Man, there's a new movie out on Netflix. It's not a new movie, but it's out on Netflix now. It's called Act of Valor. Have you seen that?
About the SEAL, I think it's the SEALs or the Green Berets or something. I haven't seen it, but I've heard great things.
Man.
But on a different note, man, I don't know. I know you're probably about the same age as I am.
I'm 38.
Thanksgiving.
I'm 38.
Yeah, 33. So we're about the same. So you know the same movies I do.
Yeah.
Red Dawn is making a remake coming out Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Dude, come on.
What do you think,
Red
dude?
Dawn, dude?
Come on. Well, they're not allowed to fight China. That's what I'm upset at.
I know, but still, Red Dawn, dude. That's how you gotta. I actually have friends I will not take part in that blasphemy. Dude, It's Red Dawn. You gotta at least give it a chance.
Yeah. With so many movies coming and remakes too. But I grew up with Red Dawn. And all the characters that were in it, I just love the movie. I'm nervous to see what the new one's gonna have because most remakes are crap.
I know, and I'm very nervous about it. But at the same time, if it's crap, you know what? I still have the original Red Dawn. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm looking at it. With all remakes, I'm like, you know what? Even if it's just horrible,
right?
I still have the original, and they can't take that from me.
I'm upset they remade Evil Dead. Because I love the Evil Dead and then Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is my all-time favorite.
Oh, dude, one of my top fives.
Oh yeah, but when they remade Evil Dead, and I'm like, man, that's just. There's no more comedy in it. I love the comedy inside these horrific, gory movies.
The cheesy, I do. I get what you're saying, that cheesy 80s style, man.
Yeah, let me have fun with it. I know that I'm going to get scared to death anyways. It's fine. It's straight up crackhead evil that we're dealing with. But let me have...
If you weren't alive in the 80s, you don't get it.
Yeah. But, dude, everything now is really dark. They're trying to push the envelope on everything, and it almost seems like they're trying too hard to make a good scary movie. What's going to scare somebody even more, rather than an innocent fear, like in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, an innocent fear. or you know, they tried to remake that whenever they did Super 8. Have you seen that?
I did, and you know what? I'm half and half on that. I'm 50-50 on Super 8, so I can't lie, because I think they kept the comedy in it. Some parts were actually where I'm an adult, I'm like,
Yeah, but could you tell they were trying too hard to recreate that feeling?
I did. Yeah, I did.
You know, all three boys are inside that house, and there's like tanks and stuff exploding, and somebody gets their leg hurt. And he's like, "Are you gonna be okay?" And he grabs him by the shirt. And he's like, "Just go, just go." I'm like, "Oh man, come on."
And, you know what got me was the kid, the pothead kid. You know, coming from a kid that really, really liked the greenery when I was younger.
Yeah.
With copious amounts of it. When he looks at it and said, "Drugs are so bad." That was what like,
I know.
Actually, they got me a little bit there. I was like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like, you know, what can you do, buddy? Times are changing, man.
They are, and you have to change with them. Either, and you got to find stuff to laugh at, and that's, you know, that's a lot of what has to do with. I put an album out on iTunes, and it's called Eddie Writing and the Zombies, and because I write music and I, you know, do jingles.
Heard it, buddy. I got it. I'm a supporter. I told you, I'm a supporter.
Yeah, and it's fun. There's nothing serious about it at all. It's just me goofing around in my home studio because it's not supposed to be serious. The next one that's going to come out is listeners and people that participate in the story, whatever. Anybody that's musically inclined can send their music in, and I'm going to put it on the next CD that goes out on iTunes. But it's just like Army of Darkness. It's going to be just like, you know, Poltergeist or something. It's got that kind of a campy, cheesy feel, but at the same time, it's gritty and with stuff that you almost have to pay attention to, you know?
And look, let me tell you a straight guy statement, which girls that will hear this will probably want to punch me in my face. But you know it's true. You know what I miss about the 80s horror? They really took out a lot of biddies. If you remember the 80s, it was probably every other scene.
Yeah. That's what.
They'll be dead.
Oh, it carved the genre, man. Every single scene.
They really did, man. Just that corny ass, you know, oh, there's some 80s titties, and then they're dead.
Yeah. How is it that every chick that's died so far in this movie is wearing a white tank top? How, you know, what is that?
Exactly.
What town is that?
Exactly, and that's what, you know, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, that's literally the classics. It was every other scene, and as a guy, or especially as a young, when you're growing up as a kid, you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You walk out of the theater and your friend's like, "Oh man, that movie was so good. Did you see Freddy? Did you see Jason?" I'm like, "What? Did you see all those boobies in there? Are you kidding me?"
Who the hell is Jason?
Yeah, who's Jason? Who?
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I said, I'm married now. You know, I have my own.
My wife is telling me to simmer down from the other room as we speak. So, sorry, babe. But it's okay, and everything kind of boils down to where you're at now and to where I'm at now. We're older. We've kind of seen the 80s. We've seen what horror can bring to a generation of fighters, not just people that go to the store and buy groceries and feed their kids and go to work and stuff, but living, breathing fighters that want to survive and find out new ways to do it every day. And that's what I want to incorporate inside the EddieWright.com story. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. Jig doesn't know this, okay?
Okay.
And
he's
so
going to know this with his recorder, buddy. You might want to pick him.
Well, this is going to happen, and of course I'm not going to tell every little thing, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. So Jig and his brother are dead now inside the story.
Depressing. It was, because apparently I was really good. I felt like I was friends with Mike T and Jig.
Yeah.
I knew them dudes. I did.
You're like, how could they be? Yeah, because I was
talking.
talking.
I was like, oh, what a dick.
I know. When I told my wife, she's like, you know, you have a podcast with that dude. How are you gonna, you know, how is he gonna? And at the point, he didn't even know that I was gonna do it. So the first time I told him, we were talking, you know. So But that's how it goes. That's what makes a good story, you know.
It really does. It does. I get it, dude. I get it. But like I said, you think you're, like literally, I read it and I was like, oh, he's a dick.
Yeah, and like Dirty Pete from the other podcast that I have, the Dirty Rotten Show,
which I listen to. Damn it, I listen to.
Oh, you listen to that one too?
I do.
That one's a little bit on the edgier side.
It's out there.
Yeah, it's out there.
But it makes me laugh, man. But it's out there.
But it's real, you know. It's real. It's
It is.
not fake. It's what real people think
It's like
about.
sitting at the bar, buddy. It's like sitting at the bar with my buddies, man. That's why I listen to it. It's, you know.
Yeah, but you know,
I
so
get it.
in the story, so Mike and his brother Jig are dead, but they're going to come back. The thing is, I can't decide if I'm going to bring them back this year or the very beginning of next year, and they're not going to be zombies. So that's a spoiler alert. Okay, they're going to come back and they're going to be part of the story. So this is what, this is what's happening. There's a place for you. I've already talked to a lot of the other characters inside the story, and a lot of them are retiring. They want to be mentioned in the next book because I got Julianne Snow with Sirens Call Publications. She's going to edit the book and publish it. So it's supposed to be published sometime next year. But I have to tie up some loose ends, and because it's literally political in today's actual living, breathing news, I have to be careful with some of the names, and so a lot of that stuff has to be edited and changed because I don't want the freaking CIA at my front door saying, "Well, why are you talking smack on NASA?" You know, I don't need.
Yeah, no, I get it, man.
I don't need that. I just want to have fun with it, and I kind of want to expose, some of the anarchy that's out there. But, you know, everybody knows what I do. It's not like it's a secret. Some people choose to talk about it. Some people don't. So what's going to happen? Right. What's going to happen is there's a place for you that's a permanent place. It's not just a mention. It's a permanent fixture inside the next book because you're going to be taking the place of one of the ZFC, the Zombie Fight Club groups. And I'm not going to tell you which one yet, but you're going to be taking the place, and so you're going to be heading that one after you guys get back from Africa. Now, the 3 generators, which are the ephod, which is a gold breastplate, which generates energy and blocks you from radiation. That's supposed to be a real live deal. You know, way back in the day, that was supposed to be real. It's mentioned. Right, I
read it.
Mentioned
Googled
in the Bible.
Man. Anything you write on, I Google.
Yeah, and then there's of course the Ark of the Covenant, which basically does the same thing, but it's bigger and more powerful. The third thing just came up over the last couple of years was the crystal pyramid at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle. Did you Google that? Man,
I did.
I did. That is weird, man. How is that even real?
Right?
Yeah. And how come the news isn't just eating that up, you know? There's got to be something more there, you know, to where the news just doesn't care. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a crystal pyramid at the bottom of the ocean that emits a vibration, a frequency. How could you not care about that?
Yeah, how is that just okay?
Yeah.
How is it just like something you're like,
It's a presidential election is going on, and the whole time there's a crystal pyramid with magical powers at the bottom of the ocean. I don't get it. So those 3 things are the generators. They're going to be activated by 3 children that are inside the story right now. So the 3 children are going to activate the generators. Now, so I've already talked to my wife about it, and I mentioned it on the last podcast, I think. But the darkness that's supposed to come, the 3 days and 3 nights, have you heard about that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that's being pulled into the story now because there's more and more people talking about that. And, of course, the book's not going to be published until after, you know, all this.
After December 21st or whatever.
Right. But that's okay. As long as it's logged into the history books online, I'll be fine. If it's on paperback, it doesn't even matter because everything is digital, and it's a signal that goes somewhere that somebody's going to hold on to.
You better hope they're wrong. That way people can read it.
I know. I just have to get it written. I have to get it written before that. And here's my theory. Here's my theory on that. If everything does go dark, 3 days and 3 nights of complete and utter darkness, it doesn't matter if you have a candle, generator, whatever. It's going to be dark. So you can't see anything at all. I think the people that are actually going to prosper are the blind people because they don't need to see anyway. You know?
It's their time to shine, buddy.
It's their time to shine. They'll finally be able to see. And if they can make it through the audio horror of what's going to happen, because when people can't see anymore, like there's a national study that went through, and there's a new technology that came out to let people of a certain kind of blindness be able to see again. They can fix their vision. Well, like 20% of them right off the bat first year killed himself because the world was just too horrifying. So they had to figure out a way.
It way better.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, that's what a toilet bowl looks like. You got to be kidding me. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, I sit on that. I can't believe it. So there's a huge therapy movement that has to go in before they get the operation done, during, and then after for like a year or two to help people walk into how evil the world actually looks, you know, compared to what beautiful world they thought it might. But if they can, for me, everything audio sticks to my brain and my soul. If I hear like a certain type of scream or music or something, then it sticks to me forever. And I think that's what's going to be the hardest thing for me, if that even happens, is to hear how
the memories of the order that you've heard.
Yes. I mean, I've got kids in the neighborhood anyways. If they're all going to be screaming all day and all night for 3 days and 3 nights, oh, man, that's going to be rough.
You know what, buddy? Grab 3 30-packs and just try to ride it out, man. See what happens. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing more you can do. I mean, if it's total pitch black and there's no hint of light anywhere, what do? You just kind of fill around the house and, you know, ask for a password if somebody tries to come into your house. You know, what do? You're blind.
Yeah, and what are you going to do when they come in?
Yeah.
You're not going to see them, man.
They might just be asking to look for the commode, you know?
Yeah, and then you go putting 3 rounds through your chest. It's all bad. It's all bad. No matter how you look at it, man, it's just bad.
But you have to look on the bright side because, you know, this is life and this is the time that we live in, and I'm still happy for it. No matter how many bad things happen, I'm still proud as hell to be alive in America today.
Especially, you know what, and even if it goes down, man, hey, you get to see some of the wildest shit that will ever take place.
Oh, man. Haven't we, though? Haven't we?
You know, like, yeah, we have already. You know, shit that we've seen in this generation, that lives forever. It's that kind of shit. So, you know.
Technology, man. Just take TVs alone. When I was little, I had a coat hanger for an antenna, and I had a pair of channel locks for the channel changer. And the conception of a remote was so Star Trek. It was, you know, before at midnight there would be this Indian that comes on the screen, you know, and and then like the national anthem, and then a picture of people putting up the flag, and you know, Boy Scouts saluting it, and then it would just go blank. Beep.
Yeah, bit of snow. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it would go to the snow.
I
right.
remember those days, buddy. I do. I remember them. Hell, just look at video games. You know, I grew up with Atari and a Nintendo, and then Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo came along. You thought that was the best shit that ever
No, 64 bits.
Like,
oh my gosh!
You're like, dude, this is unreal. It's so realistic.
Yeah.
You don't even need controllers now.
Yeah.
Your body's a controller. You're just, and it's like kids aren't even impressed with it. They're not even impressed. So I'm sitting here like, wow.
I know. Me too.
Nothing.
That's what kind of phone do you have? Because that's my big thing. I love smartphones.
I actually have the Razr.
Okay, the new one.
With that, yeah.
Okay.
It's an Android though. I'm not a big Mac fan, so I ain't getting the anything.
Yeah,
I
have. My wife's a graphic designer, and I do music. So for that reason alone, we have a Mac at home for our home computer. But we all have Androids because they're just better than iPhone.
I love it, man. You know what? And I try to picture life before my Android, which I know there was a life before my Android.
Yeah.
But it's blurry.
Isn't it though?
It is.
Don't you feel sorry for like for all the GPS companies that made those GPS things?
Oh man, are they eating it now?
Oh man, I feel so sorry for them.
You know who I feel sorry for is my father. He literally a month ago learned how to text message, which I hate texting.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for them short messages. I'm just like any other guy. Like, okay, yeah, if you need something to say, just call me.
Yeah.
But now it's, you know, he sends me the jokes, and I'm like, oh, God damn.
Right. Well, you know, now there's a convenient little button, looks like a microphone. You just push it, you record your message, and then push send. And it's just so, like, I've got a Samsung tablet, and I've got a personal assistant on there that I could literally have a conversation with, and it's ridiculous, you know?
It's amazing, dude. You don't even need there to program you, not to even need human beings. You don't even need friends anymore,
Yeah,
man.
listen to
You just
this.
talk to yourself.
Let me see. Can you hear this? Oh, you can't hear it. I'll try to turn it up.
I can't hear it.
Let me see if I can. Hello, how are you? Huh, it's not doing anything.
No, on this side, it just sounds like you're crazy, man.
Hello. Oh, man. I just want everybody to hear it because it's so crazy. Hello, how are you?
Wonderful as always. Thanks for asking.
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh well. Oh well. You know.
You know what? I did want to mention, though, before I forget, I wanted to apologize to my redcoat friend, Jake. When I wrote it in and I pistol whipped him, it kind of just went with the story because everybody was super pissed at him.
Yeah.
And I watched him and I saw him on the little YouTube video he posted. And I listened to him. I'm like, Jake's all right. I feel bad for writing in. I pistol whipped him. Hit him in the back of the head or something.
Even so, it makes it such a good story. And his character is about to explode in the story too. Everybody's about to find out who he really is and who him and his brother really are. And the same goes for Lord Micah. They're all three going to be exposed for who they really are and why they're there in the first place. And it's about to get pretty juicy, man. I had to take some time off because I'm getting involved in getting it finished, you know? And
I get it.
There's some other things that have to happen. Right? And then I go wreck my freaking motorcycle, and it makes everything 5 times as hard. It's like, God dang it, man.
And you know what? I've built my share of bikes, man, and I was like, I hope he's all right. And I heard your foot's all messed up, man.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a walking miracle because I completely totaled her car. I ripped the whole back end of this car off, and I didn't even fall off my bike, man. It's like
that's what I heard. I heard you on the podcast. I'm like, man,
dude, I had like
I'm a writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I had like a. Have you seen that movie Explorers from a long time ago? Explorers. It's like these three kids. They figure out a way to make a spaceship and they go into outer space. Well, they've got this super force-filled bubble around their spaceship that they made from a junkyard, and it can go through anything. And that's what I felt like, dude. It's like when this 18-year-old chick, I think she was talking on the phone. I'm not sure, but she pulled it right in front of me. And something happened, and I just plowed through the back end of her car, dude. Completely totaled it. Her right rear tire went flat immediately. It ripped the whole back bumper off of the car, and my knee went through the tail light. And it just, I'll put pictures up on the website. It's just, man, it was weird. And I twisted my ankle.
You know what? It really sucks is your timing had your airsoft thing going on, and
no,
you know what I mean? Like, how does that even, you know, like, of all the times, and I'm sure you've been riding for a while, like, of all the times for some dumb shit to happen.
Yeah.
And if I'd had time in, I'd have flew down to Texas.
Yeah.
So drove down.
Dude,
you know what?
Amazing.
I hope I can because starting this company, you know, it takes up a lot of your time, but you kind of make your own when you own it. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, maybe I can make it to one of those one time. It'd be freaking awesome if I could.
Well, I wish I was a freaking architect. I go up there and work with you, man. I'm so looking for another job right now. I'm in the same.
Cold up, buddy.
It is. I love what I'm doing.
Guy, I don't think you want to come up here.
Dude, well, I moved here from Utah. You know, I mean, I was raised down here and I moved to Utah, and I just miss the mountains and the snow so bad. I can't stand it. I miss it.
Yeah, I'm a snowboarder. Now, then again, I'm getting older, so snowboarding's kind of phasing out of my life. God, it hurts now. But, you know, last year I went and I couldn't walk for 3 days, man. I literally couldn't walk for 3 days. And it just, but yeah, I couldn't, you know, I moved when I was in the military, I was in Georgia, and if I wasn't in Georgia, I was in Afghanistan, and all I could think of, damn, it is hot.
Yeah, it is, and
hot,
muggy, and everybody looks at you. Everybody looks at you with the stink eye. They're like, "Yeah, that's right, you bastard."
Yeah, you Northern Yankee son of a bitch.
Yeah. And I'm only angry because it's hot and sticky outside. Otherwise, it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm cool. It's nice and everything, but dude, I can't breathe.
Yeah, so I hate the world. But you know what, man? I have to hop off. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stay on as long as I wanted to. But I wanted to call, and I wanted to get your feel of where you're at in the story. How do you like it? Do you want to?
I'm excited, man. And every time I send you a story, I say, I hope it helps. You know what I mean? I hope everything I'm giving you helped. I feel like I've evolved the story a little bit just from my mind.
Oh, fully. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you're the only person with a military background in the story. And so it totally helps out. The strategy.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. If it goes on, hey, I'm excited. You want to kill me off? Hey, that's you. But, it's still cool. You know what I mean?
No, there's a couple people that did have to die, and there's still a couple more people that will die that I'm not going to talk about.
I get it. No spoilers, man. I get it. But hey, you know what? It's been awesome being a part of it. Anytime you want to call, hey, I'm here, buddy. Don't you worry.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I'm not going to say your last name, but everybody, this is Joshua. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us, and I'm going to call you soon, and we'll catch up some more.
It's been awesome, man. Hey, thanks for having me, buddy.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Bye.
Well. I know nobody saw that conversation coming. Joshua, who is one of the true badasses of the EddieRotten.com story, has really kind of made a name for himself, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm proud of him. And I'm glad that he has decided to stick it out and to evolve with the story. And he's become a true leader inside the story, and in the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't matter a whole lot to people who don't know much about the story, but these are real people with real lives and real stories to share, and it all gets kind of squared away inside the story of EddieRotten.com. So if you like zombies and you like killing zombies and you like real live people that do it and your friends and family that are into it, tell them to come by. Listen to the Zombie Life podcast and read EddieRotten.com and become part of the zombie sensation. So, again, that was Joshua. I'm so thankful for him answering the phone call whenever I called him for that quick interview. And this is Eddie Rotten with another episode of the Zombie Life Podcast. Kill 'em all.
Please vacate the premises. This broadcast is being terminated.
The previous audio is supplied by EddieRotten.com. This is a fictional event. Anything that seems real or similar to real life is bullshit, and you're a fucking loser. If you're buying this shit, you're getting ripped the fuck off. Zombie Life Radio is not responsible for any similarities to real life, real or fake.